Welcome to our podcast where Prue and I talk about different topics, and usually we're in disagreements, so welcome to Butting Heads. Our second episode is all about conspiracy theories. We're going to be talking about the Mandela effect, the Sandy Hook massacre, and Flight MH370. All right.
Okay, so first, we're going to talk about the Mandela effect. The Mandela effect pretty much is where a large group of people remember something happening or how something was written or like what, say, a logo looked like, but there's no proof of it ever actually looking like that or that incident happening or anything like that. So obviously the name comes from Nelson Mandela, where large groups of people remember him dying in the 80s when he was in prison, and that actually didn't happen. And when he died in, I believe it was 2013, people were shocked because everybody was like, I thought he was already dead. Like, we already remembered this guy dying. Like, he died years ago, but he didn't. So obviously, like, there's a bunch of like examples of it and everything like that. So one of the examples is in Star Wars. Obviously, the famous line that everyone remembers Darth Vader saying is, "Luke, I am your father." That's not what he says. He says, "No, I am your father."
No, I am your father.
The like big point of it is like there's no proof of him ever saying, like, "Luke, I am your father," because obviously some people are going to be like, oh, well, maybe it was just like a clip someone said, or like it was from a different like movie or episode or whatever, but like there's no proof of that ever being said. So if you go back and you watch Star Wars now, you will never hear him say, "Luke, I am your father." So it kind of just makes it seem like everyone made it up, but there's such a big group of people that remember Darth Vader saying that, but that's not what he said.
And there's also the Monopoly Man. Everyone knows him for having a monocle, but if you look at all like the commercials that used to air, and even like on the game now, he's not wearing a monocle. I guess it was just like a deja vu type of scenario where we thought we saw it. And
yeah, like Halloween costumes and everything, like they're sold with a monocle, like everything like that, but he never had one. Like, there's no proof of him ever having one. Like, if you have an old Monopoly game from whenever, go look at it, because there's no monocle. So that's kind of weird.
And Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, everyone knows the famous line. Everyone knows it for being Mirror, Mirror on the Wall.
Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all?
That's not... Magic Mirror was never a thing. 100%, I remember it being Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. I remember looking in the mirror as a child and doing it myself.
Did you? So, another one, I watched Mr. Rogers every single morning when I was a kid. Like, absolutely loved it. I watched it all the time, every morning. And I remember the theme song being, "It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood." I sang it all the time, like, while it played. I
referenced it too, like, just to...
Yeah, I sang it all the time because that was what he said. But it's not. He said,
"It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood."
No way.
That's not what he said. That is not what he said. There is no proof of him ever saying, "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood." Like, that's not what he said. That's not what he said. So, obviously, there has to be some type of explanation for this. So, obviously, some of the explanations are that we're in, like, multiple universes, obviously, which is the one that I believe.
The multiverse.
And that there's, like, when things change like that, like, logos and stuff like that, and the things that we said, it's saying that we're crossing universe. Like, is that right? Universes?
Yeah, universes.
So, there's, I don't know. So, it's like, that's the reason it changes, is because it's different in one and then different in another. So it's just little things.
It's
that
like
are changing.
like bear stained bears. I know that's a big one that is very popularized.
Yeah.
We also saw a video about a guy that has a Berenstain book.
Bernstein Bears book.
Yeah. And he was in one room, and as he is carrying the book, walking into a different room, as he gets into the other room, the E on Berenstain at the end turns into the A, like stains. And that is like the difference there, the A and the E.
Yeah, like
And
it's either
every time he
Bernsteins
entered
or
that room or
Bernstains.
exited, it would switch from E to A.
So
Obviously, it could have been edited.
it could have been. It looked like
It looked
obviously
super
it was
realistic.
on TikTok, so like it could have been fake, but it really did look real.
Yeah, it looked genuine.
And so that would say that like he's like his house, which is also really weird to like say and be like, oh, it's real, but like that room in his house is in another universe, which sounds so stupid, but like
It looked
it
genuine.
could happen.
Yeah,
Like,
it looked genuine.
how do we determine where the universe is and when it switches?
And like the thing that is very controversial is just the fact too that like a lot of this stuff for me personally was when I was young. So maybe I remember a certain
That's what people say,
a certain way of how things were said, like mirror mirror or like Luke, I am your father. Like maybe I just from people around me and from it being like so globalized that I might just think that it was said that way. So I kept it with that. And then now people are trying to like interpret it to be completely different. So that's what's so crazy about the Mandela effect is that like we'll just never know because it's not out there to find.
Yeah, a lot of people also say that it's just like false memories. That like when memories are recalled rather than like remembered perfectly, that they're just influenced to the point where like they're incorrect. And people are also saying that like social media takes a big part. Like if we didn't
That's our dog.
if we didn't have social media, then like there probably wouldn't be such like an impact on the Mandela effect, and that like we all probably wouldn't have even like noticed it. Which could be true, but it also might not be true. So like I don't know.
I personally kind of believe in it. I also do feel like it's like gathered false memories of, like I said, it being globalized. I feel like maybe this stuff is true, but like I said, I was too young to remember, so I don't know. I don't believe it.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't believe in the Mandela effect.
Okay. I do. I definitely believe it. I believe more. Obviously I don't think it's like false memories. I do think we are probably like I do think it's different universes that we're like crossing paths with, which changes little things like this. And I think the reason that it's not changing big things, like super big things, is because like people say the same thing, like if we could go back in time and we change things back in time, like it's gonna change too much for the future. So I think that's why the universes are only changing little things that like don't have a serious impact on us. Why are you smirking?
That's all too much. Too much for my brain to handle.
But you also don't
know,
think like life is just short. Like why not believe in the Mandela effect? Like why not think that life is a little bit more interesting than what it is now?
Yeah, but that's like believing in fairies.
No.
You know, like
No.
yeah, but
like,
life is short.
But this stuff is yes, but like
None of this can be
fairies-
proven though. You know what I mean?
No, but like you said it yourself, like certain things you remember those things.
Yes, but it was also like you said that it could just be put into our heads just from media, from
it could
friends,
have been, of
from
course.
family, from
But like certain things, like when I first like found out about the Mandela effect, and I was like heavy into conspiracy theories, like when I was in like grade 12 of high school maybe, and like I like Googled everything, and like I would like come out and like tell my mom, and my mom would be like, you're an idiot. Like, you're an idiot. Like, why do you believe in this? Why are you a conspiracy theorist? Like, and like why not? Like, why not believe in some of these things? Like, who says that the Mandela effect can't be real? Like, and it's not like it's just, like, me or you, or, like, our friends, or, like, a few people we know, or just, like, a few people in the world that believe it. Like, there is large groups of people that remember these things, how they originally were.
Well, yeah, everything's gonna have a following, though, you know.
Yeah.
The thing
guess,
I
but-
do remember, though, I do remember the monocle on the Monopoly Man. 100%. I do remember seeing
And
that.
Like,
But like
I
he
do
looks
remember
like
that,
he looks like the type of person to have one, even though he's not a person. He looks like he would rock the shit out of him.
or like you said when we were like watching videos, like what about Pikachu? There's no black spot on his tail anymore. There was
Yeah,
a
he
black
has
spot on his
black
tail.
line on his tail. I'll put a picture right here.
It wasn't a line. It was like a block.
It was like a
on the end
bolt.
of it.
No, it was like a bolt.
On the end of it.
Yeah.
But like you said, like you remember that being there. I used to watch the Berenstain Bears every day when I was a kid too, but I can't speak on that one. I was a kid. I don't remember how it was
What does it
spelled.
say it is? An E or an A?
I don't remember what it is.
I think it's an A.
It's
I
one
think-
of the two.
I think Berenstain. I remember it
But
being
I remember
Berenstein's.
I remember it being
like-
Berenstain Bears because I used to sing it and be like Berenstain Bears.
Oh, there you go.
Like I remember it being the A.
And there's also Alice in Wonderland with the stockings. She had black and white stockings.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
But in the movie, she had like just long white socks, like pure
Yeah.
white.
But in like Halloween costumes have the black and white and like all that stuff. But I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't.
One thing I do remember: Curious George's tail.
Yep,
He
Curious
had
George
a tail,
is
and now he's tailless.
yeah.
What
tailless.
monkey doesn't have a tail? Tell me that. You can't, because they all have a tail. But
And that's the thing too, is like there's just so much explanation or different like examples to the Mandela effect being a thing that like it's kind of hard to not believe in it. But like for me personally, it just seems so far fetched.
I feel like for me, it would be like if these people, or like say companies, like Kit Kat, they had a dash. There was a dash in between it. If this company said like, oh yeah, like no, we did have a dash and then we changed it, that would be completely different. But like, that's not what happened. Like there's no proof of there being these things. Like,
Or the fruit of the loom.
the logo.
Yeah, having the cornucopia.
I'm glad you said that because I did not know what it was called.
I don't even know if that's how you pronounce
I
it.
think that
but,
is right. That sounds right.
on the fruit of the loom
It has like the
logo,
fruit.
it has the fruit, but behind the fruit there's like a cornucopia. Put a picture. I guess there
It's
isn't
not.
one.
Yeah, it's not there. Obviously, that I can't really like speak on. But like,
I've owned a lot of Fruit of the Loom boxers and I don't remember it. I'd say I'm like more like 70-30 to not remembering this stuff, but
like the majority of it, yeah. Like I could be like, oh yeah, like I can't really speak on that. I don't remember. But like some of these things, like
and like
I
I know Snow
clearly
White's
remember.
a very old movie, but why would all these kids and even adults like from watching it say mirror mirror on the wall?
That's
like,
the thing, too,
Why
like-
would it change?
yeah, like why would you? Even if like people are like, no, I remember it being Magic Mirror. Like, okay, but why did everyone like change it to Mirror Mirror? If the line was Magic Mirror, then why did everyone say Mirror Mirror? Or like my favorite one, is it Queen that sings that song? I am the champions. The last line of the song, the last line of the song "I Am the Champions" by Queen, I believe it is. The last line says, "I am the champions of
We are.
we." We are the champions of the world.
Of the world.
I clearly remember it. I loved that song as a kid. I used to sit in the bath and sing it when I was like 3 years old at my
That
grandma's
is
house.
in the song too.
It's in it. It's in the middle of it.
Just not
But
at
it's
the
not
end.
at the end anymore. And I showed that in my grade 12 English class because my teacher and all my classmates were like, it's still there. It's at the end of the song. Like they were all singing it. And then I played every video almost YouTube has of that song. And it's not there anymore. at the end. And it was there. It was there. I know it for a fact. No, it wasn't there because when we discussed this, I asked you and you said it was there.
Yeah, I did think it was there.
And it's not.
Yeah. Well, you know, the Mandela effect isn't real, so I guess it wasn't there.
You just want to fight. You know it's real.
No.
Yes.
No. We're
Yes.
We're not in the multiverse.
So what? It's false memories?
I am
Everyone's just stupid.
No.
Tell
no.
them. Tell everyone on
I'm not
here
telling
that if you believe in the
our
Mandela
viewers
effect.
that.
Why?
I'm just saying that it's just very far-fetched. I don't believe in it. Show me the proof. There is none, because it doesn't exist.
So we all just remembered the same things happening and changing, and we're all just wrong, even though there's no proof of those things.
Yeah.
Before we're all just wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah. I love the Avengers, the multiverse. I would love it, but just I don't have enough research of proof, so no. It was no, I am your father. It wasn't Luke, I am your father.
Yeah.
Even though that's what I remember.
Oh. Okay, but
I
it's
only
not real.
I didn't really watch Star Wars as a kid. The next thing we're going to be talking about is the moon landing. I believe it happened. We disagree on it. She thinks it's fake. No idea why she thinks it's fake.
I have my points written down. Don't worry.
They put a flag on the moon.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what happened when they put the flag down? It waved. Did you know that? Did you know when they put the flag down, it waved? That alone. Where's the wind? Where's the wind on the moon? Wind, not wind. Where's the wind on the moon? How?
You've been to the moon?
Is
there wind there?
Astronauts have said that there is no wind, and that
What if it was just not a windy day?
that there is no possible way that a flag would be able to move like that on the moon.
Look, I'm not an astronaut.
Well, no fucking shit.
I don't know if there's wind up there.
There's not.
But I do know that Neil Armstrong set foot on the moon because they made movies about it.
They also
They
made
have-
movies
they
about
have-
it being fake.
They have radio talk about it. I just don't get why they would fake it. If they put all this
I have
money
my reason
into
as
it,
to why they would fake it.
all this money into it, I don't think that they would fake it. And like it was such like a global feat, and like everyone saw the Apollo ship go up there, and then come back down. However long after it came down, like with him in it. So how would that make any sense? Like where would he go? You know, like
I don't know where he went in his spaceship.
that's what I'm saying
I
though.
just don't
Is
think he landed on the moon. So, my points here that I had written down. So I will be looking at the computer just for a moment. I don't remember every single thing I wrote down.
prepared.
So the U.S. government, desperate to beat the Russians in the space race, faked the lunar landings. With Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin acting out their mission on a film set, with the photos and videos of the Apollo missions only available through NASA, there's no independent verification that the lunar landings were anything but a hoax. So you can't see anything, like any proof of the moon landings, except for through NASA.
The spaceship. Rocket
Were
ship.
people there when they went up? Did people see that spaceship go up?
Guaranteed.
But
People
do you
were
know that?
spectating.
But do you know that for sure? Because this happened a long time ago, did it not? Like a long time ago?
Yeah.
So, are you sure that there was people there to prove that they went up and they were in there and it went to the moon and then they came back down in
Look,
there?
I get it. I understand it may seem far-fetched, just like the multiverse. But I just don't think that something that much of a global feat would be faked. And I think that people say that just to get notoriety for it, and that people just want something to talk about. It's like people seeing aliens in the sky when it's really just like a shooting star. People just want something to talk about, and I feel like that was just such a great accomplishment for America.
Yeah, but don't you think, like, especially Americans then would be like, we landed on the moon? Like, don't you think that, like, they would be more proud of people landing on the moon than people faking landing on the moon?
Yeah, that's why they're proud of.
But did you know that more than half of the population of the U.S. still believes that the moon landings were faked?
Yeah.
So they all still think, like, this was all fake. Like, this was on a film set.
It's easy to say you think it's fake, though, when you didn't do it yourself. And the fact that you said it happened so long ago that, like, it's just something for people to talk about. They don't want to believe in it. They don't think it could be done. It's been done. Like, we have rovers on Mars. Like, the moon is closer. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
No, and I just, especially in today's society, like, even if they didn't do it,
I would
they
believe it
now.
if they went up now. But back then and stuff like that, I don't know. I don't know if I would believe more that the U.S. needed to beat Russia than they actually put 2 people on the moon.
Tell us what you think in the comments. It was real.
I also have here, like I had mentioned to you, that there was a film of Buzz Aldrin planting a waving American flag on the moon, which proves that he was not in space. The flag's movement clearly shows the presence of wind, which is impossible. NASA's explanation to this was that Aldrin was twisting the flagpole to get it put in the moon
That's why
soil.
I was waving.
Yeah, but you didn't say that. To twist
I forgot to mention
and
that,
get it
that
into
fact.
the moon soil. I'm sure you did.
Yeah, and you know, maybe it just wasn't a windy day before that.
There's no wind in space.
Are you going off of analysis, or are you going off of what you think?
No, it is proven that there is no wind in space.
By whom?
Astronauts.
She spoke directly to astronauts.
I called Buzz Aldrin and what's his name?
Neil Armstrong.
Neil Armstrong.
She doesn't even know the names.
I don't care.
She doesn't
they
know.
Faked it. They're fakers.
Nope.
They're liars.
Nope. They are 100% legitimate astronauts that have landed on the moon.
Okay. Some people even suggest that the filmmaker Stanley Kubrick, I believe that's how you say it, may have helped NASA fake the moon landing, given that his 1968 film called 2001: A Space Odyssey proves that the technology existed back then to artificially create a space-like set. In his movie, he kind of explains that, like, if NASA wanted to, they could have faked it. Which kind of hints they faked it. Like, we can make a set that looks exactly like space.
I mean, it wouldn't be that hard, but...
But not them doing it in 2022, them doing it in 1968.
It happened. I'm strongly believing it happened. But we will never be able to prove that. So...
Nope. I also do
Conspiracy.
know that Buzz Aldrin, like, punched some guy in the face that told him to his face that it was fake. And he, like, punched some guy in the face about it, but...
See, he's...
Yeah, he was probably like, oh shit, this guy knows.
No, he'd be scared. He was scared.
Why would he be scared? They already put out there to the world, we landed on the moon.
Yeah, he's pissed. He's like,
One
I landed
small
on the
step
moon.
for something and one large step for...
Man and mankind.
One small step for man and one large step for mankind? Was that it?
Or is that a Mandela
Stupid.
effect too?
The whole thing's a Mandela effect. Didn't happen. Didn't happen in my universe. Happened in yours, though.
That's a good one. That was good. All right.
So the next one we're going to talk about, which, for one, when I was Googling the other day and I was like, hey, what conspiracy theories are we going to talk about? And obviously I was like, let's talk about a few that like people know. Obviously the moon landings, the Mandela effect. But I had no idea that there was actually a conspiracy theory on the Sandy Hook like massacre, like the murders that took place at Sandy Hook. Do you know about Sandy Hook?
I have no idea.
You don't know about Sandy Hook?
She did the research on
I always do.
the Sandy Hook
No, I didn't. Well,
massacre.
I did the research for all of this.
She's really into that dark shit.
But Sandy
So she
Hook,
had to add a massacre into a conspiracy theory topic.
of course, because I had no idea that this was actually like a conspiracy theory. Like,
Okay, let's talk about it.
so the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting occurred on December 14th, 2012 in Newton, Connecticut. The perpetrator, Adam Lanza, fatally shot his mother before murdering 20 students and 6 staff members at Sandy Hook Elementary School and then later committed suicide. So he used to go to that elementary school, and then one day he went in there and he shot 20, I believe it was either first or second graders, and
I think I might have heard about
teachers.
this.
Yeah, like
Damn.
he just went in and like he shot like kids that were under the age of 10.
How old was he?
I'm not sure. So various conspiracy theorists have claimed that the massacre was actually orchestrated by the U.S. government as part of an elaborate plot to promote stricter gun control laws. The U.S. has like no gun control laws at all. So to do this and like stage it for stricter gun control laws just really doesn't make any sense to me.
It seems like a bit of a reach.
Like a far reach.
Yeah, not a bit.
Other people believe that the massacre never actually occurred and it was all fake, stating that everyone that died that day was actually a paid actor. Some people even think that Adam Lanza was accompanied by another shooter, as many as 4 people. It's just like...
Is there any articles?
No.
Wow.
It was just him. He was the only shooter. There is no possible way that was fake.
There's not a single article about it, though?
About what?
About, like, the massacre.
Yes, it's all over it was all over the news and everything. Of course there is.
Huh. Never heard of it.
I remember it happening in 2012 when I was 12.
Yeah.
I remember seeing this guy's face. We'll put a picture of him right there. Like, I remember seeing him. I remember hearing about this. Like, that was, like, obviously, like, unfortunately, things like this happen in the United States all the time. But, like, obviously the majority of the time that school shootings happen, it's obviously high schoolers, where, not that it makes it any less sad, but, like, these kids were young that died. Like, young. And I do know, a few of the conspiracy theorists, I don't have their names because I don't care. They're fucking idiots, obviously. That posted online saying that, like, none of these kids or staff members had actually died and that it was all fake. I do know, like, a lot of the parents have sued the conspiracy theorists and said, like, we have our kid's birth certificate. Like, our kid was real. Like, our kid was alive and now our kid is dead. And, like, you're posting online that, like, it was fake. Like, for what? Like, what? I understand liking conspiracy theories. Like, I do too. But, like, to go online and say that, like,
someone's child didn't die.
Yeah, like, these kids, these 20 kids dying was fake or was, like...
So do you believe it happened?
100%. It happened. 100%.
And the conspiracy theory is that it never happened.
Either it was
and
orchestrated.
the U.S. government orchestrated.
Either it was orchestrated by the U.S. government or it just never happened.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think it happened. I think the U.S., like, I don't know anything about any of that. But I think the U.S., if they were to do something like that, like something super shady like that, they would do it on a larger scale. I'm not saying that 20 students and 6 teachers isn't a large scale, but I just feel like they would do it for like just a larger gathering. But that's just my own opinion.
Yeah, I think so. But also, like, do you, like, a larger gathering in the sense of, like, maybe at, like, a mall or something?
Like a concert.
So, but do you think, I mean, not that wouldn't have a big effect on people, because obviously it would, like, Ariana Grande's concert, like, all that kind of stuff, like, it had big effects on people. But do you think that, like, it would hit home and, like, I don't know, like, the word, like, be more, like, emotional for people if it was 20, like, first or second graders rather than a bunch of adults?
I mean, like, that's probably going to play a big part towards gun violent safety procedures, especially at schools. So I guess, like, depending on, like, what they were really going for, if the US government orchestrated it, that would have been, like, the right sense to do it at a school, I guess. Yeah, 20 kids and 6 teachers. That's crazy.
Like,
and first graders.
and
like, you have to think
the guy
too, like,
killed himself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And his mother. So you got a kid. You're telling me
his mother beforehand or after?
Yes, he killed his mom first, went to the school, killed 26 people, and then killed himself. So you're telling me the U.S.
Maybe that
government...
school, like, traumatized him, and his mom just never really took it...
Maybe, but, like, what did
account.
these new first and second graders do to you?
Well, you know,
Like, if you went into school and you killed the teachers because the teachers beat you or whatever it was, not that it's right, but whatever.
Well, like, he could have had in his head, too, like, I was in grade 1, I was in grade 2, and I was, for example, getting bullied every single day by this certain group of kids, or every single kid in the class.
Yeah.
And none of them had my back.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go in there, and, like, he puts the faces of those kids that bullied him, for example, on these kids, and just takes his rage out on totally innocent kids that had nothing to do with what he went through. That's, like, the only thing that I could really, like, imagine going through his head when he were to do this. And the teachers, obviously, like, he probably had a few teachers that didn't help at all when he tried to bring it to their attention.
I don't know. I don't really, I don't know why he did it. Obviously, none of us do. I don't really think
But no, the conspiracy
any of that
theory
has
yeah.
anything to do with it.
Yeah, the conspiracy theory I do not believe in. I don't think the US orchestrated it. I do not think that it was a hoax. I think it happened, and I think that he was going through his own ordeals in life.
Yeah, I think he's a psychopath. I think he's obviously insane. And I think what he did was absolutely terrible. And obviously, this guy was crazy, and he decided to go into a grade school and for some reason kill a bunch of kids. So it sucks, and I pray for all the parents that were, like, involved with their kids and everything, and rest in peace to all those beautiful, cute little kids, and those teachers, of course. And that sucks. And I think people are really fucking disrespectful to go online and be like, those kids didn't die. It was the U.S. government that did it. I think every fucking government is corrupt, but...
Or even just saying that it's fake. That's
But,
just
like,
so disrespectful.
Yeah, but I don't think that a U.S. government would go in and kill a bunch of kids.
Okay. Our last one is about a famous flight that everyone knows of.
Except for me, up until, like, 2 days ago.
Yeah, she didn't know anything about it.
He was like, oh, you remember this flight that went missing? And I was like, no.
Yeah, it was actually, if you guys have seen the show Manifest, took me a second to remember that.
I was just watching it today.
It actually
It's
was
based.
based off of
Yeah.
this flight. This happened in 2014. It was on March 8th, and it was just a normal flight. And
An international flight.
it was going from Malaysia to Beijing. The plane was the MH370, and one day while it was in the air, it just totally disappeared.
Crazy. There was 227 passengers and 12 crew members on board.
The search for the missing plane was actually the most expensive in aviation history, which is pretty crazy to think about. And no one knows what happened to it. There were no found passengers, no found crewmen, and people have said to have found parts of the plane, like debris of the plane.
People were saying like several pieces of the marine debris confirmed to be the aircraft washed ashore in the Western Indian Ocean during 2015 and 2016.
Okay, so if it was confirmed, then I guess they did find it, but...
Yeah. Which, I mean, makes sense. Like, they said that it would have crashed, like, near the Indian Ocean. So, it would make sense if it washed ashore there.
Yeah. And there was also an audio clip that I heard, and at around 1:37 in the morning, I believe, the pilot of the aircraft, very, very normal sounding voice, said good night, and that they were signing off. So it seemed like everything was okay.
But the plane had just went up. Like, the plane had just went up. They weren't, like, close to their destination. They were nowhere near Beijing. And and the pilot came on and was like, good night, Malaysia Airlines. And then just went off.
Yeah, and then, it just disappeared. Everyone knows about it. A lot of people know about it. If you don't know about it, I'm surprised.
And same boat as me, because I had no idea about this thing.
Yep. Everyone thinks that it was a few things. A black hole. Like a multiverse type of thing. So I guess like black hole ties into that. Terrorists hijacked it.
Like cyber hijacked it. Not that they were on the plane.
Either or. They could have cyber hijacked it or actually
a lot of people think that it was more cyber hijacked because there's like no audio clips or anything like that, obviously, of them like being on the plane. And I think especially it happening in 2014, I think it would have been way too hard for like terrorists or anything like that to get onto the plane, especially because of 9/11. So I think if it was hijacked, I definitely think it was cyber hijacked. That's not what I personally think happened. So yeah, it was actually like a 3-year search. They searched 120,000 kilometers of the ocean and obviously failed to locate the aircraft. They suspended the search in 2017, and then a second search began in January of 2018 by a private like contractor this time, and that ended after 6 months because they couldn't find anything again.
Should ask Dog the bounty hunter.
He's a bounty hunter, not a plane hunter.
He can find anything.
But I think also like maybe reasoning as to like why they couldn't even find the plane if it's there. I don't personally think it's there. But is also because the depth in the water as to where the last like sighting of the plane is like more than 4,000 meters deep. So I don't know exactly how far a person can dive down. 4,000 meters seems like quite a lot. So I doubt that a person can dive down that far. So if it is there, it would have sunk to the very bottom. So it would be more than 4,000 meters down there. So that could be also why they can't see it. They can't get down there. So it could very much be down there and they just can't get to it.
That's like the most reasonable reason.
Yeah. I believe, which is one of the most popular theories, this is the one that I believe, is that there is a second Bermuda Triangle in the Indian Ocean. A number of planes and boats have gone missing in this area, this exact same area where this flight did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, over the years. Including 5 torpedo bombers that mysteriously vanished there in 1945. And a lot of people say there is a second Bermuda Triangle or a black hole there, obviously. I wouldn't call it a second Bermuda Triangle, it's just a black hole, but there has been other planes and other boats that have flown over or gone over within the same area that this plane did, and they're gone. They vanished. I think they flew into a black hole. I don't think this pilot was trying to make the world's biggest mystery, because even if he was, and the plane crashed, it's not like you lived to see the outcome of it. What if nobody cared? Like, obviously people would, because there was passengers on board, but like, he's not around to see that people are, to this day, are still talking about it. Or like, I mean, yeah, it only happened in 2014, so it's not like it was that long ago, but like, unless they find this plane, people are going to talk about it. Like, it's going to be a big thing. And like,
that's what the thing about conspiracy theories too. You never know. It could be any type of possible scenario that happens, and it could honestly just be as simple as the pilots fell asleep.
yeah, but the planes like also fly themselves.
Yeah, but
Cases like
just
that.
like worst case scenario, like hijacked by someone that just made it crash, that just wanted to make a statement.
They could have.
But usually in those type of cases, they want to make a statement and globalize it.
But yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. Like, whether terrorists took over it from a cyber hijack or whatever, like, you're like, no one's speaking about it because they can't find this fucking plane. Like, like I said, if the pilot was like, I'm gonna do this, like, this is gonna be on me, like, nobody knows that because you're dead and we can't find the plane to prove it. And even if we could find the plane now, the plane's gonna be in a million bajillion fucking pieces if it's at the bottom of the ocean. Like,
Yeah,
we're
it's
not
gonna
gonna
corrode
find
down
it.
there too.
Like, we're not gonna know what happened. So like, what is the point of making the biggest mystery if you can't even be alive to see it play out? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I think they flew into a black hole. And
Yeah, but there are some people too who don't want notoriety. There are some people too that just want to do it, like, to do it without explanation.
maybe,
You
but
know? So I don't know. It's weird.
I don't know. I think it was a black hole, and I don't really know how black holes work. I don't really know what I believe, so in that sense, I don't know if they'll reappear. I don't think that the plane is going to reappear like it did in Manifest, if you watch the show. But I think that it could turn up. I think when a black hole takes you, I feel like I don't look into black holes that much. So like, I don't know how they're proven to work, if they're proven to work at all like that, but I feel like when I think of a black hole, I think of like an undertow, like in the water. I think it sucks you in and it spits you out somewhere. So, but I don't think it spits you out like that year even. But I think eventually the black hole will spit that plane out somewhere. And it could be in 50 years, it could be in 100 years, it could be however long. But I think that it will reappear. Obviously, the people will be dead. But I do think that the plane will come back.
And that's the thing too with black holes is, from what I do know, is you get sucked in, you get spit out, and
But
the
we don't know that,
universe.
that's what I said.
Well, that's just like from what I've read. And since the universe is limitless and goes on forever and ever, even if they do get spit out somewhere, they're probably never going to come back here. That's like 1 in 100 billion chance that
Yeah, like,
it
I
were to
don't think-
actually come back here. Because if another black hole gets them and then they go into a different galaxy or whatever it would be, it would just
Yeah, like I
be
don't
super
think they'll
impossible to
get
come back
spit
here.
out in the same spot that the plane went missing.
not the same
Or,
spot,
like-
but like even just around Earth or even in the Milky Way galaxy.
Oh, no, I think they will be spit back out into Earth. I think we will see that plane again one day. I don't know if we'll be alive to see it.
That's
but
the
I
thing,
think
too,
that we
is-
will see that plane again one day.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Life's short, and I choose to believe in this stuff because I think it's fun and exciting. But I don't know. I could be completely wrong. I could be an idiot.
It could be in the ocean.
The plane could very much have just crashed.
Yeah.
And they could just be in the ocean somewhere.
It is a very, very, very crazy concept and story.
Yeah.
But that is all we have for today's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah.
Like, comment, subscribe. And let us know what you want next.
And new videos every Sunday. So, subscribe. And,
Hit the bell notification.
yeah. So yeah, watch our videos every Sunday and follow our Instagram. Not link, but in bio. Check the bio because it's there. And yeah, see you Sunday.